All right, we're hitting chest again, and we're gonna make that lightweight feel incredibly heavy. And the benefit here is we can change the angle and path you actually flex on to really target those weak areas you might have. So if you're ready, let's get after it. All right, this one's one of my favorites, and I start every chest day with either this one or a cable variation of these, and it really creates that mind-muscle connection, gets enough blood in there. We don't have to think twice, that every movement I do after this is instantly connected to the chest. But this quarantine really opened my eyes how good of an exercise this is, because on 2 separate occasions, I just did simple variations of this exercise, and that's all I did for a workout, and my chest was torn up. So the way you're gonna do these is by taking that dumbbell and flexing across your body, keeping your arm in a fixed position the entire time, and making sure that your chest stops the contraction. If you try to come up any further, the anterior delt's gonna jump in and you're gonna lose that connection to your chest. So make sure you stay nice and tall, and the actual contraction of that chest stops the movement, so that arm will stay underneath your chest the entire time. And this is where you have to be really critical with yourself and identify what your weak points are, because if you have a lacking upper chest, then you're gonna wanna lean a little bit more forward and target that. If it's your lower chest, you're gonna wanna lean back. And the benefit of this is it works from the inside out. So normally on a press, you really get where that insertion point is, that lights up, and you're just kind of hoping and praying that you can flex just enough to get the inner part of your chest. With these, it really lights up the inner part of your chest and works its way out. So one of the exercises I've talked about before, but never in the context of being stuck at home and having to be creative as shit, is a coffin press. And these are similar in the fact that you don't need a ton of weight, but it's not because the pressing part of this movement is so hard that you can't do a ton of weight, because even leaning back against your couch, you should be able to press a shitload of weight. It's because these contractions are totally different. So instead of just driving straight up, what I want you to do is once you clear your sides with those elbows, then you start to drive in. It becomes a static hold with the weight, and then your elbows coming in will help drive it up a little bit further, but it's more about flexing and contracting that chest on the way in. That's going to create such an incredible engagement to that inner part of your chest that if you haven't done these before, you probably haven't felt anything like this before. It's that great of a connection. All right, so we're doing a variation of push-ups, but to get the most out of these, you're gonna have to lose the idea of doing a perfect push-up, because traditional push-ups really don't target your chest. They hit anterior delts, they'll hit a little bit of chest, they'll do triceps, but we really wanna isolate and target and get as much out of this movement for our chest as possible, so we gotta lose the idea of having great form. Now, if you feel like you're living in an 80s movie, in any moment some guy can walk up, question your manhood, and challenge you to a push-up competition, and you need to stay ready, by all means, keep your perfect form, but don't expect to get a big chest from doing traditional push-ups. So if you ever use one of those nice chest presses by Hammer Strength, you'll notice as you start the lift, your elbows are nice and high, where it almost feels like your anterior delts are gonna jump in and eat the whole thing, but as you start to press down, it really engages that chest completely and takes it out of everything else. So we're gonna mimic that same thing with dumbbells on the floor by doing push-ups. And the way we're gonna do that is actually by when you stretch down into the movement, obviously the dumbbells are there, so you get a nice deep stretch, but you're actually gonna move yourself back so you get elbows nice and high, stretching that chest as much as possible, even in the upper chest. And as you start to drive up, you're gonna arch that back, push those hips into the floor, lean back, but also move a little bit forward so you really engage that chest even more, mimicking that Hammer Strength. And as you drive up, you shouldn't feel any anterior delts, no triceps, because those hands are wide enough, and really just have that great connection to your chest. So as always, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. My plan was to get in the gym this week, start filming that course so I can at least have some of it done to be ready by the 1st, but I don't know how many people are actually gonna be out of quarantine or free by the 1st, so part of me thinks I shouldn't do it yet, but I'll put a poll up, we'll see, and we'll kind of go from there. But either way, get after it, get growing. I'll talk to you soon.